Some people would get out, they're working overseas and then they begin to buy big cars, begin to rent massive houses. No, when you realize that you've got family back home. Hello everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel, Relationship and Health Matters We Do show. I am Blessed Nekunayo. On today's episode, I'm going to be discussing something very important, which I've titled 5 things you must consider before embarking on a long distance marriage. 5 things you must consider before embarking on a long distance marriage. But before then, I'd like to welcome you for the first time. If you're tuning in to my channel for the first time, thank you for tuning in. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any episode going forward. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. All right, so let's get straight into it because I'm hoping that this is not going to be too long. All right, so long distance marriage, I thought I should talk about this because there's so many people who find themselves in this situation, which is very, very challenging. My husband and I, we've been married for about 10 years plus now, and we have found ourselves in long distance marriage 2 different times in our marriage. Each of those times for at least 1 year. Yes, the first time I was working in Nigeria while he was in New Zealand with the boys. The second time we're living in New Zealand, but we're working in 2 different cities. So he was with the boys at that time and I was working somewhere else. So we have sort of maneuvered long distance marriage, and I tell you what, it was very, very challenging. I would not encourage anybody to get themselves in a long distance marriage, but hey, life sometimes happens and we find ourselves in this difficult situation. And so from my experience, I would like to share with you 5 things that you should consider before embarking on that long distance marriage. And if you're wondering what is long distance marriage, basically it is when you and your spouse are living in 2 different locations, whether in 2 different cities in the same country or 2 different countries, 2 different continents. You don't see each other regularly every day. Okay, so that's basically what long distance marriage is, and it comes with its own challenges. So the number 1 thing that you need to consider before embarking on a long distance marriage is that you need to count the cost. Okay, count the cost of both of you staying apart. Is it really worth it? Is it worth it? What has God spoken to you both about it? Is it something that can wait? Can you both, for example, say you're going outside of the country, your home country, for greener pastures? Can you both wait till both of you can go together rather than one person going before the other person? Can you both save money that for you both to go together? Is it something that you both can delay? Count the cost, because when both of you are separated, to be honest, it puts your marriage at risk. Many people have lost their marriages to infidelity and so many other things because they were separated. Is this worth both of you risking all types of temptations for? Is it worth the challenges that you would go through with your kids, especially if you have children already? That's adds to the dynamics of things. The financial consequences of this, because realize a lot of you are paying probably rent in 2 different places because you're living in 2 different places. So you need to count the cost. Is it really worth it? Whether you are going away on a scholarship, whether you're going away for a job or for education or for whatever it is that you're going away for, is it worth it? So count the cost and think about whether or not weigh the risk versus the benefits. All right, sometimes it's not only about money. What has God spoken to you about your marriage, about your future, about the vision that He's given to you, about this place that you're going to? Don't just leave where you are. Don't leave your spouse just because everybody is going. Okay, also consider what is God saying to us about this opportunity that we have before us. Is it worth us separating for the time being? Yeah, so please count the cost before you embark on that long distance marriage, so that you don't end up regretting it. Okay, many people have lost their marriage as a result of this. Okay, and remember, money is not everything. Okay, you can have money, you don't want to end up losing your marriage just because you want to make more money, or losing your children just because you want to make more money. It's not worth it, right? Okay, so number two, have a joint decision. Make sure you are in agreement. Make sure you're in agreement before you embark on that long distance marriage. Okay, from the beginning, make sure you're in agreement. So for example, if you get an opportunity, you get a job, like myself, I got a job offer, and so I had to go. I ensured that even though I had to go, it was something that my husband was in agreement with. At the beginning, he wasn't happy about the decision, but with we started talking about it, discussing about it, and eventually he agreed. And so I would not have embarked on that journey if he said no. And that's the truth. Remember that you're a team, you're one, and that's why it's important that before you even get married in the first place, you marry somebody who you're in agreement with, who understands your purpose, your vision, your dreams, and is ready to work together with you to fulfilling that dream of yours. Okay, so ensure that your spouse agrees with you if you intend to leave them, for that, and then agreement to staying back. Yeah, it's very important that both of you are in agreement. Don't go out of your way and just do whatever you want to do because yes, it's my opportunity, this is my life, this is my no, we don't do kingdom marriage like that. Okay, we don't do kingdom marriage like that, right? There is always a time for everything, and because a door has opened right now, it may not be the right door for you and your spouse. So wait on God. If they are saying no, be patient. Okay, if it's a door that God has opened for you, pray about it. God will minister to the heart of that spouse, and God will soften their heart so that you can achieve whatever it is that you desire to achieve. But most importantly, make sure that you and your spouse are in agreement, okay, from the beginning. So that's the number two thing that you must ensure. Okay, the third thing that you must ensure is that there must be an end date. Okay, from the beginning, there must be an end date of that long distance relationship. There must be an end date. It's very important. For us, I knew that I just had to be away for 1 year, and so because I had that understanding, my husband had that understanding, it was something that we could persevere towards. We could realize that, okay, 1 year, 1 month, 1 month down, 11 months to go, 2 months down, 10 months to go. There's something to look forward to. It's encouraging rather than just going away and the other person doesn't know when next they're gonna see you, or when they're gonna be, when you guys are gonna be together again, just like, just whenever. No, it shouldn't be like that. Have an end date in mind. Even if I have an idea of, okay, I'm going and I'm going to bring my family in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, whatever it is, don't just plan to just go and then just leave them behind, whether your children or your wife or your husband or your wife. Don't just plan to just leave them behind, and both of you be doing long distance marriage that doesn't have an end date. No, nobody does that. That's not even marriage. That's not marriage, please, because you end up punishing your spouse. You don't do marriage like that. Okay, if you cannot be together, then there's no point getting married in the first place. Please have an end date in mind. Make sure that you intend to bring your spouse, because you don't want to open the door for the enemy, right? Please have an end date in mind and agree together on when that end date is going to be. So that's the third thing that both of you need to you need to ensure when you are planning or not to end up in a long distance marriage. Now the fifth thing is that you need to have a financial plan. Okay, long distance marriage comes with lots of financial consequences, financial unpredictable things, more money to spend, because for example, both of you will be paying 2 rents or 2 mortgages, whatever the case is gonna be. Both of you will be paying, having to pay bills in 2 different places, so it comes with this financial impacts or consequences. And so both of you need to be in agreement. Who will be both of you going to be working? Is somebody going to be a student while the other person is working? How are we going to make this thing work so that neither of us is going to be suffering? Okay, so find out how you can make this work. Have a financial plan. Some people would get out, they're working overseas and then they begin to buy big cars, begin to rent massive houses. No, when you realize that you've got family back home that you need to cater for, and that you also need to bring to join you. You know, you need to be wise about spending your money. And so as a couple, agree how are we going to cut our coats according to our cloth, so that at the end of the day we can be together, we can be united again. Do not give room to the enemy. Again, I do not encourage long distance marriage, no, but if you must, please have a plan and have a financial plan in addition. The fifth thing that you need to have is that you need to have an intimacy plan. Okay, this is very, very crucial, right? Remember that both of you would not be seeing each other physically, but thank God for technology. You know, technology has made things very easy for all of us. For us, we were, you know, calling each other regularly. By the way, I want you to all actually watch out for my next episode. I'm going to be telling you how we managed 5 ways we actually managed our long distance marriage. So I'll be providing you with lots of tips about how we survived, how we maneuvered our long distance marriage. So watch out for that episode. Okay, I'm going to be dropping it in the next 1 week after this one, right? So intimacy plan, have an intimacy plan. Call each other regularly, right? Because intimacy is not only about sex, even though sex is very vital, and because both of you are going to be away, then that's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice. But ensure that you're calling each other regularly, you're open to each other, you're transparent, you know, having conversations regularly. Your friendship, you continue to build it. Okay, ensure you keep the line of communication open. Don't be in a long distance marriage and say, oh, I'm so busy, you know, work is busy, you know, it's busy here, I don't have time. No, because you need to keep if you're already apart. Okay, you don't want, you know, and the devil to be giving your spouse another spouse, you know, on the other side. Once you have a divided attention, okay, if you don't pay attention to your spouse, okay, it means that your attention is divided, and in a matter of time, just in a matter of time, somebody else will take that attention away from you, and then you realize that the love that you have for your spouse will be drawing cold. May that not be your portion in Jesus' name. And so spend time with your spouse on the phone, video calls. You can be, if you like, if it's comfortable for both of you, sexting, you know, phone sex, whatever, but works for both of you. Okay, but have an intimacy plan. Also, a spiritual intimacy plan is very, very vital, right? Talk about it. Okay, it's not just gonna happen all of a sudden. You need to talk about it and what is comfortable for you both as a couple, right? Is there something I have missed? Let me know. So these are my the 5 things I think that you should consider strongly before you embark on your long distance marriage. Okay, watch out for my next episode, how my husband and I manage our long distance marriage. You will love it. All right, thank you for watching. I'd like to hear from you. Leave me a comment, like, share. All right, until I see you again, this is Blessing Ekundayo. God bless you. Bye for now.